Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com.
What do you do if a neighbor's tree is encroaching onto your property? Having neighbors is fun, has lots of benefits. On the other hand, sometimes things can occur that can become of nuisance. And many people ask, my neighbor's tree is shedding leaves in my property, is extending its branches into my property, is having fruit fall into my property. What are my halachic rights? What are my legal rights? What am I allowed to do? Is that tree also considered mine since it's also in my property? Can I cut the branches? Can I eat the fruit? What's the halacha? So this concept of encroaching trees of a neighbor did not begin in this generation. The Mishnah in Maseches Bava Basra, page 27b, discusses it and the guidelines to be followed in such a case. And its directives have been ruled in Shulchan Aruch in Choshen Mishpat, the Mechaber, chapter 155, halacha 26. And the halacha is as follows. One whose neighbor's tree is encroaching into one's property, if it's getting in your way of use of the property, then you may cut down whatever area of the tree is interfering with your use, on condition that the area you are cutting is within your side of the border, your side of the property. In other words, you are allowed to cut the branches of a tree that are encroaching into your property, but only if two conditions are fulfilled. Number one, you need to cut it to remove the impediment that is preventing you from doing whatever use you would like to do. You cannot cut more than that, than what is necessary, even though it's in your property. And number two, even if the nuisance is sourced in the branches found in the neighbor's property, and in order to get rid of the nuisance you have to cut the branches in his property as well, you may not do so. You can only cut the branches up until your property line. So in the event that your neighbor's tree has leaves that are flying into your property, you cannot cut the branches in his property to prevent those leaves from hitting your property. This halacha likewise applies towards a privately owned tree that extends into the public pathway, that anyone who's walking and the tree branches interfere may cut those branches to the point that they no longer interfere, but not more than that. Now, may one keep the fruits of the tree or keep the wood in days that people make use of the wood of the tree? So the answer is absolutely not. The determining factor of ownership of the tree is simply where does the trunk and roots grow? Whose property does it go in? So since it grows in your neighbor's property, all the branches and all of its fruit all belong to the neighbor. The fact that Torah allowed you to cut the branches to remove an impediment to your use of your property doesn't give you the license to take someone else's tree, take someone else's branches, and take someone else's fruit for yourself. You must return it to the owner. So is explicitly ruled in the Raman 167.2 in Choshen Mishpat, and recorded also in the Mechaber 155.29 and 167.2, based on the Gemara Bava Metzia 197a. Obviously, based on this, if the tree is not a nuisance, but you just want to know, can I keep the fruit that is extending into my property? The answer is absolutely not. Even if the fruit has fallen, it doesn't become yours, unless the owner of the tree is mafkir it, he doesn't care about those fruits, and you spoke to him about it. As in all cases, it always belongs to the owner. Same thing applies. You're walking in a public pathway, and someone's tree with his fruit is extending into the public pathway. Those fruits are legally owned by the owner of the trunk of the tree. It's forbidden due to stealing to take the fruit, and would also contain all the laws of Truma and Meiser in Eretz Yisrael, even though the hangover branches are in a public area. Regarding the roots of a tree, the same laws apply, as writes the Mechaber in 155.30, based on Bava Basra 26a, that if you're digging in your property and you need to make use of a certain area in the dirt, whatever roots are in that area may be cut. Whatever roots are past that area that you're making use of may not be cut. And once again, the roots themselves that are cut belong to the owner of the tree, and you must give it to them if the roots are within 8 meters of the tree. Otherwise, the roots are yours. So to summarize, the branches and fruits of a tree that encroaches into your property always belong to the owner. Nonetheless, whatever interferes with your use of your property may be cut in accordance to that, so long as you don't cut more than necessary and you never cut into the property of the neighbor. Interestingly, secular law in states in the U.S. follow very similar guidelines to that explained here in halacha, which include that you may trim all the branches of a tree that extend into your property up until your property line. According to halacha, however, you can't cut more than necessary to remove the interference. According to secular law, also the fruits and branches extend to your property still belong to the owner of the tree, and the owner is defined by the owner of the trunk and the roots. Also, according to secular law, you may not cut parts of a tree in your neighbor's property, even if the leaves and debris are bothering you. Regarding the roots of a tree, there is a little bit of a difference in halacha and secular law. While in halacha you may cut the roots of a tree that interfere with your use, as we explained, and it may be done even if it may destroy the tree. According to secular law, you may be liable for paying for damages to the tree if the roots that were cut damage the tree. Practical advice: always first try to resolve the issue with your neighbor, and if necessary, seek legal counsel in your state.
Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruchHarav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at ShulchanAruchHarav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.